Hello everyone, so welcome you back to Ashok Tutorials. So here we are going to discuss paper 1 environmental studies section B unit 6. So here we go. Natural resources, air, water and their conservation. So we all know what are the different type of natural resources we found on the earth. So natural resources refer to the elements found in the environment that are essential for human survival and well-being. Air and water are two vital natural sources. We know that life exists on this planet Earth only due to the presence of air and water, right? If there was no air on this planet, there would have been no life, alright? So let us see one by one what do we mean by air. Air is composed of gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and trace elements. So it says that, see, when we say air, we do not mean oxygen or carbon dioxide. When we are saying air, it means the different type of gases present in the atmosphere. That is, it can be oxygen, it can be nitrogen, it can be carbon dioxide, it can be carbon monoxide, right? It can be argon. So different type of gases are present in the atmosphere, and the percentage of nitrogen is 78%, and the percentage of oxygen is 21%, and rest of the percentage is taken up by other trace gases. Right, so it's crucial for all living organism as it provides the oxygen needed for respiration. See, without oxygen I think we cannot even live for 1 minute, right? So oxygen is very much important, not only for the human beings but for other animals as well as the plants. Right, so oxygen is needed for the respiration, for the process of respiration, for the process of breathing, right? However, air quality can be compromised by pollutants impacting human health and environment. So it says about, see, the air which we breathe, right? The air which we breathe is getting polluted day by day, right? Why? What is the reason behind that? The reason are urbanization, industrialization, rise in the number of vehicles, right? Then burning of plastics. So all these factors are responsible for air pollution. Now what happens when the air gets polluted? So when the air gets polluted, several different type of diseases arise, right? Different type of diseases arise. So let me just give you one example of disease, that is like tuberculosis, right? So these diseases are caused due to the inhalation of polluted air. So you know, these days what do we see in big cities? We see that the sky is not visible at all. Why? Because the sky is filled up by smoke. All right, smoke. I'm not saying smoke, I'm saying smoke. Smoke means it's a combination of smoke and fog. All right, so you know, whenever you go to Delhi or you go to Mumbai, maximum time what will you see? You will see the sky is covered with smoke. That is, smoke is also there and fog is also there. So you will hardly be able to see the sky, the clear sky, which we are lucky to witness in northeastern states, right? We are very lucky that pollution is not much in our sight, and all the northeastern states are filled with greenery, right? So that's why we do not know. But whenever you try to find it out or you try to Google it out, you will be able to see how the condition of air is in the other parts of our country, right? So now let us see another element, that is water. So what is water? What is the chemical formula of water? The chemical formula of water is H2O, right? So water is essential for all forms of lives and various human activities. See, water is essential for different activities, right? Starting from drinking, we need water for drinking, we need water for washing, we need water for irrigation, we need water for cleaning, right? We need water for agriculture, so we need water for industry. So water is needed everywhere and every day, right? So therefore conservation of water is very much important. Why it is important? Because without water we cannot think of surviving on this planet. Why? Because quite a large percentage of our body itself is made out of water, right? So we find water everywhere. Water is present everywhere, but all the water is not possible for us to drink, or it is not drinkable. Why? Because the maximum water concentration is taken up by the oceans, right? The big oceans. So all the water contained of these oceans are salty, right? It is salty in nature, so we will not be able to drink it. And also the North Pole and the South Pole, the big mountains, the big glaciers, all these have taken up the water in the form of glaciers, right? The fresh waters are stored in the form of glaciers. So now there is another condition which comes up when we talk about glaciers or North Pole and South Pole, that is global warming. So because of this uncontrollable pollution, the air pollution, the water pollution, we can see a lot of changes in the climate, we can see a lot of changes in the environment, right? And we are witnessing these days the global warming, right? Global warming. So because of this phenomenon, that is global warming, what is happening is that the North Pole and South Pole glaciers are melting. And a day will come when all these glaciers will melt and the earth will sink, right? The earth will sink under the water if we do not take the necessary measures which we are supposed to take today, right? So if we care about our generation, if we want our generation to live, we have to act now, right? Now how do we conserve air and water? So conservation involves responsible and sustainable management of natural resources to ensure their availability for present and future generation. See, I don't want to say I don't want to cite very hi-fi examples. I'll just say that by doing simple steps, taking up simple steps, or being a little bit responsible, we can contribute a lot to the environment. How do we do that? So you see, when we are shaving, what do we do? When we are brushing our teeth, what do? We let the tap water run, right? So the tap water is running when we are brushing, and that literally we do not need. So whenever you are brushing your teeth, you just close the tap, and once you want to wash it, you open the tap. Also whenever you are using a tap, especially whenever you are using a tap, you open it only whenever you are using it, and once you are done with it, you close the tap properly. So what I see is that many people, they misuse the taps, right? They will open it, but they will never bother to close it, right? Then also, all right, let me read first. These includes efforts to reduce pollution, protect ecosystem, and use resources wisely. Conservation helps maintain ecological balance and prevent resource depletion. Overall, protecting and preserving these natural resources is crucial for maintaining a healthy environment and ensuring a high quality of life for both current and future generation, right? So it says that we have to reduce the pollution. So how are we going to reduce air pollution? We can take small measures, all right, in order to prevent air pollution. In spite of using petrol or a diesel car, we can switch to electric cars, right? Electric cars or electric two-wheelers. Then instead of using the chula or firewood for cooking, we can shift to using LPG, all right? We can use LPG gas. Then also we can prevent the use of or minimize the use of plastics. Why? Because when we are burning plastics, what do? when we are burning plastics, a lot of air pollutants get exposed into the air, causing a large amount of air pollution. All right, now how do we conserve, or how do we make proper use of water? Air I have explained, right? Now let me come to water. So see, actually I'm explaining it simultaneously, right? So water, see, water pollution, let me say about water pollution. So water is polluted when we are throwing the dead bodies into the water, when we are throwing the garbage into the water, we are dumping the garbage into the water, we are throwing the all the electronic waste, we are throwing the plastics, so or we are using pesticides, right? So all these things, when the rain comes, it gets washed away and becomes a major source of water pollution. All right, so there are lots of steps we as individuals can take in order to control air pollution and water pollution, right? We can plant more trees, right? Every year on the 5th of June we celebrate World Environment Day, but hardly we bother to plant trees. However, we are very much expert in cutting down the trees, right? But we never bother to plant. One of the best example of a country which is very much closely connected with nature is Bhutan. Bhutan holds the world record for planting 50,000 trees within 1 hour. If I'm not mistaken, it was in 2015, all right? And plastic is completely banned in Bhutan, and also smoking is also completely banned in Bhutan. And what the people of Bhutan believe is that whenever you are going to Bhutan, if you happen to gift the person you are going to meet a small plant, they will be very happy and they will remain grateful to you their entire life. And you know what, in Bhutan, what do they do is that they practice, whenever they are having their birthdays, what do? They plant trees. All right, they celebrate their birthdays by planting trees. So I think this is a very good initiative. We as Indians can also take it from the people of Bhutan, right? So good things we should carry on, be it whichever country, whichever state. We should always accept it. All right, the good ones we should accept and the bad ones we should let go, right? So these were certain things. I think this was a very small topic, right? This unit is a very small one, because the maximum things are already very common that you already know as teachers, right? We have been teaching and we have been learning this air, water since class 3, I suppose, right? So I think this is all in this video. I don't want to make this video a very long one because there is nothing to discuss much over here. So any comments, any suggestion, any feedback is most welcome, and this is where I leave you today. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you.